Hello, fellow cyborgs. Today, I would like to talk to you about some books that remind me of some booktubers. So I have a pile of books right there that I am staring at, and they're books that make me think of various booktubers and books that I imagine these booktubers might pick for me if I asked them to do a booktuber recommends. So this is kind of a booktuber shout out, showing you some books you may not have seen in a while or seen me talk about for very long, and also a faux booktuber recommends. I don't know that I'm actually going to get on reading these once a month because I've got buddy read commitments and I'm trying to learn to read just for myself every once in a while. This means relaxation and self-care apparently. I don't know, self-care octopus. This is just the video's gonna happen, and I hope that you enjoy it and I hope it ends up working out. So let's just get started, eh? At the top of the pile happens to be The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie by Muriel Spark, and this I reckon that Adam from Memento Mori would probably recommend this to me, and this book makes me think about him. His channel, Memento Mori, is actually named after a work of that title by Miss Muriel Spark, and she is one of his favorite authors, if not his favorite author, and he's read so many of her things. This will be the first Muriel Spark that I read, though I have my eye on a couple other titles, but don't need those right now. And I'm hoping to buddy read this with Lauren from Lauren and the Books in September or October. So hopefully I will get on this and make Adam proud, and I hopefully will also have a really fun time reading this alongside Lauren whilst thinking about Sir Adam, as some of his subscribers refer to him. Next on the pile here, totally throwing off my white balance, is Walden by Henry David Thoreau. I always want to call him Henley. No one knows why. I know his name. And this reminds me of Sophie from Portal in the Pages. She has this beautiful Rhodes Classics edition as well. And she's the one who really set me on the Rhodes Classics as of all of these sorts of editions of classics, I would want to collect the Rhodes as well as Persephone, but clothbound, English library. Back to this. So, hermits in a cave, kind of, except for gentlemanly hermit in a cabin instead, but cabins are cool. Sophie, I think she said that she had a hard time getting into this, but once she hit some certain point, she just loved it. And I started reading this the first couple pages and it was a little bit dense. I'm not super surprised, so I'm thinking I might need some time to warm up to this, but hopefully I will end up loving it all the same at the end as well. I have no idea when I'm going to get to this, but I really want to get to this. This is it's definitely in the top 10, if not the top 5 of the books that I wish I could just set everything aside and read right this moment. So hopefully I'll find the time to work this into my schedule before the end of the year. Fingers crossed, everyone, cross your fingers for me. Next here is Luck in the Shadows by Lynn Flewelling. I originally heard about this from Chelsea Bartlett from a channel of the same name. All of these channels will be linked down below, obviously, because you're watching my channel and the linky links are always in proper order. But recently, this book has come to remind me of Winks from Winks and Ink, who is a booktuber that I absolutely adore. There's cats in her videos and candles and ASMR chapter readings, and she's just sweet. I just really, really like her channel a lot. And she also has a tattoo inspired by the Luck in the Shadows characters. So yeah, whenever I look at this now, I just think of two very lovely ladies when I feel that I want to get back into fantasy that is found in the science fiction and fantasy shelf, not magical realism, no genre wavering sort of things, but just plain fantasy. I think this is where I will start. Yes. Yes, 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 indeed. Here is Arcadia, a play by Tom Stoppard, and this reminds me of Clara from Books and Questions. Relatively recently, she came out with 2 videos where she was discussing why to read plays and then what plays you should be reading, and Arcadia was on the list, and her recommendation of Arcadia was what made me put it on my birthday wish list, and one of my lovely family members got it for me for my birthday, as you saw in one of the part of a ridiculously long series of my birthday book hauls. So I have no idea idea really what this is about, and the blurb doesn't seem to really know what this is about. It seems to just talk about like a whole bunch of different things, crossing time periods, talking about different like philosophical or like big question discussions that will never come to like an A or B, a right or wrong answer. So I definitely want to try this, and I think when I do eventually pick it up, I will just think about Clara. So yay! This is Dead Mountain, the untold true story of the Dyatlov Pass incident by Donnie Icker. This reminds me of Kristen from Vienna Waits Books, because when I hauled this, as you may recall, I first heard about this from Caitlin Doty from Ask a Mortician, but then saw Kristen read it, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I need to pay attention to this lady's channel, because yes, she's reading the sorts of books that I want to read. Hopefully I will be buddy reading this in the future, like in November, with Marie from Marie Berg. That'll be our first buddy read together, I think, and I'm very excited to be able to talk about this with another lovely booktuber. But I definitely think about Kristen when I see this, because it was one of the first review videos on her channel that I watched, and it really made her channel stand out for me as something with original content, original sorts of books that are being talked about, and books that are hopefully right up my alley. So yeah, go Kristen! This is the ever classic Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I recently, a couple months ago, in June I think, read To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. So good. 4 out of 5 stars on my want to reread it so badly list. Yes. So I am even more excited to try more Virginia Woolf, but this one specifically, Mrs. Dalloway specifically, reminds me of Claire from Reading Bukowski. She just recently uploaded a couple of videos after a long absence. She had like life stuff happening. How dare she? So I'm glad to see her lovely face back on the booktubes and see that she's alive and all right. And whenever I eventually go to read Miss Dalloway, which hopefully will be sooner rather than later, though I think I might let Orlando sneak in before Miss Dalloway. I'm not sure which next Wolf I want to be reading, but whenever I read another Wolf, I will for sure be thinking of Claire. I don't know why I haven't read this already. I really don't. This is Colm Toynbee's The Master, and Marie Berg told me 3 times, Amanda, this is a book for you. This is a book for you. Try this book. Read this book. Amanda, really, The Master, you should try it. And I was like, okay, like I'll put it on my TBR, you know, like it goes on the Goodreads, like all of the hundreds and thousands of books that I will think that I will read in my lifetime, but maybe I won't read in my lifetime. I don't know. But then I tried the chapter. I borrowed the library book out of a library and read the first chapter, and yes, Marie Berg knows this, but she's yes. So I just need to stop whatever I'm doing and read this. This is the number 1 book that I want to get to, like right now. So I should totally make time to do that. And when I do make time very soon, cross our fingers, to pick up The Master finally and read more than just the first chapter, I will be thinking of Marie Berg the entire time. This is As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner. You saw me haul it a couple months ago, probably in June. That would be about right. And this reminds me of Whitney from All the Shelves. It also reminds me of Kate Howe, but Kate Howe's got her own book, so we're going to leave this to Whitney. This reminds me of Whitney because she knows so much about American literature, especially in the first half of the 20th century. I know so little, and she has raved about this. And it seems like right up my alley, like the sort of American modern classic fiction that would resonate with me a lot. So I definitely am looking forward to reading this. I think Adam from Memento Mori and I are going to be reading this sometime in maybe October or something like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing another buddy read with Mr. Adam. I'm sorry I demoted you from Sir. Your just title is going to change every time I mention you. It's going to be a challenge for me now. But I am looking forward to reading that with a wonderful buddy again, and from the recommendation of the wonderfully academic, knowledgeable, fun, violence-loving Whitney. I hope that didn't offend you, Whitney. I just put all the adjectives in, and I hope that it suited you. Speaking of Kate Howe, this is The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. This is the first book in the Flavia de Luce series. This was one of the lovely books included in the Kate's Mystery Loving Starter Kit, which was just absolutely amazing. I'm still so absolutely grateful. This is the one I think of that starter kit that I am most interested in reading. The beautiful cover has something to do with it. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I really do think that this might be up my alley. This is one of Kate Howe's favorite mystery series, which makes me just even more excited to pick it up. It's definitely at the top of the list of the stack of mysteries that she sent me in that starter kit. I am really looking forward to getting to this. Hopefully I'll be getting to this in September or sometime really soon. Hopefully I will have time to fit in this hopefully fun, fast read, and I will be thinking of Kate Howe the entire time. Here is Our Endless Number Days by Claire Fuller, and this reminds me of Acacia Ives because Acacia Ives loves this. Acacia Ives sent me this copy, and yes. I also don't know why I haven't read this, because I also read the first chapter of this and was completely blown away and want more. I'm also so eager to find out what Claire Fuller's next novel is about, because I know she's like already almost done writing it. I just don't know what it's going to spark her interest and what she's going to want to write her second novel about. But yeah, this will remind me of Acacia Ives the entire time that I'm reading it, not only because this was formerly her copy, but also because she loved it so much and she's talked about it so much. So I just really, really need to get on this as well. I think after The Master, this would be another book that I really want to get to soon. And I think it's partly because I've already started them. I've already read the first whole chapters of both of them, but they also just really resonated in my little bookish soul, and I want to see if the rest of the work resonates as well. But this one, Our Endless Number Days, will remind me of Acacia the entire time that I'm reading it. This is Dombey and Son by Charles Dickens. In one of my bookshelf tours, I called it Charles Dickens by Dombey and Son. Fun fact. This, of course, all Dickens is going to remind me of Katie of Books and Things, Ms. Dickens, the Queen of Dickens, the lover and champion and spokesperson of Dickens. This I'm hoping to buddy read with three lovely ladies: Amanda J. from a channel of the same name, from a title of the same name, Kate Howe, and Victoria from A Hermit's Progress. I am really looking forward to the buddy read. I am really intimidated by this simply because I just read Little Dorrit, and by just read I mean a couple months ago, but hey, it was relatively just read Little Dorrit, and it was really big, and I'm really struggling to keep up with the Our Mutual Friend buddy read. I think I might be a bit Dickensed out, but in any case, we're not talking about Our Mutual Friend. We're talking about Dombey and Son. Our Mutual Friend is Katie's absolute favorite Charles Dickens, but I think this is number 2 if I'm not mistaken, or it might be number 3. It's up there, so I'm definitely excited to give this a try. I'm hoping that the gender roles will really be challenging and an interesting discussion that Charles Dickens is having within the text and with his readers. I'm looking forward to delving into it with 3 wonderful ladies, and I'm also looking forward to giving one of Katie's favorites another try. Here is the lovely and beautiful The Garden Party and Other Stories by Catherine Mansfield, and this of course reminds me of Holly Dunn. You can find her channel linked down below, but she illustrated this cover, and this is a very beautiful edition, might I say. I've only barely looked at it because I haven't even hauled it for you guys. This comes with French flaps and deckled edges, which aren't my favorite, but they're pretty, and has a wraparound design, and it's just so good. It's also like a matte cover, so you don't have to worry about glare when you're filming. I love that. I read The Montana Stories by Catherine Mansfield last year, I think, and I really enjoyed it, though a lot of those stories were unfinished, so I am so looking forward to trying more Catherine Mansfield stories. Holly is the champion of Catherine Mansfield, just as Katie is the champion of Charles Dickens, and I have so far super enjoyed what I've read of Mansfield. So not only does Catherine Mansfield remind me of Holly Dunn, but this physical edition also, of course, reminds me of Holly Dunn because this was done by her own hand. So Hopefully I will be getting to this sometime soon because I need to start reading some more short stories. But in any case, every time I look at this, I will be reminded of Holly. And finally, this is another book that I have not hauled for you yet that came in for my birthday from a friend. This is Girl at War by Sara Novic. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this reminds me of Dave over at The Poptimist because his review of this is what really made me want to pick it up. I know that Sophie's also read this, Sophie from Portal in the Pages, but it was Dave's review that I was like, okay, I think this sounds like something that I should try. It went on my birthday list and bada bing, one of my friends decided that I need it. Dave has a really engaging, interesting channel. He has his own opinions about how to do BookTube and how to read books, and they're very unique, and I've never seen someone read like him before, and I always admire him for being himself. And I also admire him for the fact that his reviews are some of the most engaging videos out there, and while I think that I'm not bad at making review videos, I do not think they're my strong suit, so I look at his videos and think that I have something to learn, and the fact that his review video of this made me have 1 out of 10 interest to 10 out of 10 interest in this one book speaks volumes. Book pun intended. So hopefully I will enjoy this as much as he did, and I will certainly be thinking of The Poptimist and his fantastic book reviews when I eventually give this a go. So here is the stack of, I believe there's 13 books that remind me of at minimum 13 booktubers. All of these books and all of the booktubers mentions will be linked down below, so I hope you have enjoyed discovering the sort of people that I am reminded of when I look at these physical bookish objects. Thank you for watching this unusual sort of video. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time, please go look at your shelves and see what books remind you of which lovely booktubers you watch. And as always, continue to be lovely. You are a stripy parasol. Have you ever thought about the fact that BookTuber makes you sound like a tuber plant, you know, like potatoes and carrots and beets and stuff? So like we're dirt-dwelling vegetables with high iron and stuff, and we also like books. Okay, that's great. That'll make a wonderful blooper, Amanda.